So I once got a character concept banned from being discussed on the D&D memes subreddit, which is kind of funny to me because this character concept works in most versions of D&D. I think it works in 2e, 3.5, 4e, and even 5e. Shout out to our patrons for supporting the channel.
Hey, Rodeo Randy is currently on sale at Storyteller's Vault. Link up above and down below.
Set the Wayback Machine to 2015, Sherman. This is when my coworkers and I had a weekly D&D game. We essentially had multiple games going on at once because if one of us couldn't show up, we would run one of the other campaigns instead. And the DM at the time, Isaac, had a bunch of D&D settings based around countries in the world. We had Cadia, which was Canada. We had basically Fantasy Europe and Fantasy Russia and all those other settings. I had a lot of characters at this time. I had Giacomo, who was a wild mage. I had Dorf, who was a orc druid that was lawful evil. It was all fun times, and we'd roll randomly what our characters' backgrounds would be, so that's why we have these weird concepts that got thrown around. This gave me a lot of experience with character classes that I didn't normally play, but there was one character class that I hadn't played that I really wanted to try out. I presented my character concept to my GM, who immediately said, no, that character concept is too out there for any of our games, except maybe Fantasy Soviet Russia. Cut to the game, we are all waking up in a giant corpse pile because we were killed or died because of a plague, and somehow we come back to life. My character immediately looks and tends to everyone else and says, who needs some magical healing? I'm a cleric, I can do this. And they said, you're a cleric of what? And I said, I'm just a cleric, I heal people, that's what I do. I was an atheist cleric. I'm going to be very interested in watching the YouTube analytic graph go whoop because of me bringing that up. Specifically, I really wanted to play this type of character because to me, D&D gods are just another monster type in game. I don't see a difference between having a dragon start saying, hey, worship me because I am your god, versus a person or creature or whatever that has godlike powers. And I've had people say to me, if it's a god, I would worship it. If it has godlike powers, I would worship it. Even, like, because it's there, we see it, we know it exists. And I'm sort of just scratching my head and I'm going, well, one, the god can die, so it's not, like, invulnerable or immortal to an extent. I mean, they can't die of old age, but so can't a lot of characters in D&D. But also, there's this aspect of it where people should be questioning the gods in D&D because a lot of the people in these fantasy worlds have been subjugated by entities claiming to be gods and then saved by people who can slay the creature, slay the beholder, slay the dragon, etc. Now you might be asking, where is this in the rules? And I'm going to put a meme up here somewhere that I created back in the day that this got banned on Reddit, where I basically called out every single section of the player's handbooks in 3.5, 2e, and I think 4e and 5e, where it says, clerics don't have to have a deity. They just need to have some sort of domain that they're attached to, so it can be a concept such as love. You can be a cleric of love without being linked to the deity of love, and you get your powers from the worship of that concept. So my character was just sort of worshiping the concept of humanity as a whole, or life as a whole, so he was a life cleric. Cut to the game, our player characters had just escaped the city, gone into the woods, and were following a shooting star that crash landed outside of the city. Inside is this little creature made of light that is like, I am a god, I have fallen, please help me build up my cultists and worshippers and etc. And my character looks at him and says, this creature is going to be a problem. This creature is going to subjugate a lot of people, and we need to kill it while it's weak. that was the last time we played that campaign because that was the last time we had that configuration of players. I think the main reason why I wanted to play an atheist cleric was because of what Forgotten Realms does to their atheist characters. Specifically, if you're an atheist in Forgotten Realms, you are banished to a wall where you are melded in with a bunch of other people and tormented for all eternity. It is worse than going to the Nine Hells, at least according to Ed Greenwood, I believe. And as a person who played Dark Sun, where there are no gods, I was very like, why can't there be these questioning characters? Because in Dark Sun, the gods that exist there aren't really gods. The gods left. There are no like powerful entities like that. However, there are the Sorcerer Kings, and some of them pretend to be gods. So questioning them isn't an issue. So I posted this meme here and another meme a few days later and another meme a few days later, and I got into enough of a discussion on the D&D meme subreddit that the topic got banned. A lot of other people put in their 2 cents saying it was crazy and there are no rules for it and I was adding politics to the game. But there are rules in the book allowing you to play a cleric without having a deity, so it's not out of the question. In any case, thank you so much for watching this quick video. I hope you found it interesting and a little bit entertaining. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.